I'm Debbie from the Quilt Journal, and today I want to do a quick review on the APQS George's new ruler foot. I've been getting some emails on this, and it's been out, I don't know, about 2 weeks, and I'm just going to do a quickie review of what I think and take it from there. I bought the kit. Of course I did. The kit comes with this nice little pouch, and in it you have a regular open toe foot. You have the closed ruler foot that I have on my machine now, and you have what they call a saddle foot in there too. I call it an open toe ruler foot. It also comes with scissors, extra screws, couple extra Allen wrenches, yada yada. The price on this was $365 for the set, so not cheap. Let me just show you the difference between the feet so you can kind of understand. The new foot, you can see, these are all handmade in the United States and hand welded. It comes off pretty much straight up for a good ways before angling back and screwing back onto the needle, the machine head here, the usual way with these screws. Let me show you the old one, and you can get a feeling for what was the problem here. On the old one, it came off that foot in this angle. So as you, excuse me for bumping you there, as you would put, you know, rulers behind here or what have you, when this would hop up and down, you would begin to get, you know, it would push the ruler away, and so your clearances to this side, your right side of the foot, were really awful. So I have to say, now that they have gone to this new foot, it's totally resolved our clearance issues on the APQS George. My clearance are wonderful over there. In the past, I really didn't use a line tamer much because when I would need to work at a 45-degree angle because of the way that old foot came off. And so, I was always working this way with it. And to do straight lines, that's really annoying, where now it can just slide up and down that channel. And this can go up and down, and as you can see, I mean, I can get my whole finger back there on top of it. Clearance is great. Okay, installation. Installation was another little story. When I first went to put it on, I had a really hard time screwing this in, and I just think I needed to adjust my hopping foot height. And on the APQS, that's done a different way, I think, than most of your long arms out there. But anyway, they'll tell you like one business card is the height. Well, I always use a Supreme slider. The Supreme slider is just a staple for me. And I've equally evolved into just being a real quilt on my batting. I just love wool, and I usually will end up with a lot of wool and possibly Hobbs 80/20. So I have a lot of height. So my height had to be, once again, adjusted quite a bit to accommodate, when the needle is down for it to flow. Prior to putting this on and adjusting my hopping foot, I had done a lot of free motion quilting in actually the quilt that I have right here that I've been working on, and I have to say I had no back lash on the back of my quilt from the bobbin. When I did adjust this hopping foot, I did encounter, once again, a lot of tension issues I had to work through. I no matter how much I tried to get this hopping foot back to the same height that it was previously, I just couldn't. I couldn't get back to the exact same spot, that this was in. And I continued to get just occasionally the tiniest bit of backlash. The other problem that I had with this is that once you put it in, this is a true half-inch foot. That sounds great. But what you're going to find is that you need to make sure that your foot comes down in the middle, right on the mark on that center portion of the foot. If you're off a 16th this way or a 16th that way, you know, your quilting, if you're doing grid work and what have you, is equally going to get off. You do that times, you know, a 16th times 8 passes is a 1/2 inch. So you can really see how that can run off. I did call support when I was having problems with the hopping foot and blah, 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 blah. They are wonderful when you call their 800 number. I will give APQS their due on that. I did call them and ask, was there any kind of a tool that they could think of that, you know, they could come out with that would have us check to make sure that our hopping foot is centered. Mine was way off, and I think that that happens a lot with us, at least on the George. I can't speak to other, you know, quilt machines, but as a sit-down quilter, I apply a lot of pressure because I'm moving the fabric along. I'm pushing the fabric through, and I don't put a lot of pressure, but I do have a firm pressure to hug against that, you know, ruler line. I think over time we hit big seams, you know, things like that, and we end up bending this ever so slightly and it gets off. When I was running around and after I played with it, and they have you adjust that, you know, ruler foot centering by, you know, kind of putting a screwdriver and bending it whatever, you know, direction that this was off around my foot. As I was trying to, you know, check it, I remembered that I had these Lisa Calais hoppers for, I don't know if you can see it, it's clear. I've dropped it on the carpet and it has been a nightmare to find. But excuse me, I would center that in there and lower it down and check to see that if it fit all sides. I was telling one of you guys, my online quilting community, the troubles I would have, and Brenda told me, well, she just, aren't you smart, trace your foot and then, you know, divide it in half each way and then drop that needle into it. She does admit that hers is the slightest bit off. What did I come to terms with on this one? The foot is 100% worth it, if for no other reason. It has totally taken away all the clearance issues on the George. I really do feel that I have a complete 360 on my clearance here, no problem. I think the centering of the needle is something that, you know, I think all of us want to be a little lazy. We all want to buy into the no marking, that we just, you know, use the markings on our ruler. And, you know, on some things, yes, you can do that. And other things, it just requires more accuracy. So what I've come to terms with on this one is I am a marker. I will continue to mark my quilts. I will use the lines on my rulers as, you know, as Johnny Depp would say, a guideline. But, you know, I'm not going to depend upon them because I think that this can get off, you know, quite easily. And a 16th, as I know, at the end of the day is quite a bit. So there you go. There is my review of the APQS ruler foot. I do think that it is worth the money. I have to say the ruler foot has been really my only disappointment with my George. I have loved my George, and I was really frustrated with the quality of the ruler foot that we had on this. And this clearance issue has really, really made me happy. Anyway, I hope that answers any questions that you guys may have regarding the new APQS ruler foot. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email, thequiltjournal@gmail.com. And I hope you enjoy and have a great day. Thanks for watching.